Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. It's time for Scene 3 Revolution, our second major big campaign map. It's going to be slightly harder than the last one. We had the Sharom borders, now we're actually in the Sharom District. Time to take it back from the Empire. And we're going to find out that the boss of this one was actually a former friend of King Gran. What could have turned him to the Empire's side? So we'll find out about that when we liberate some towns. So there's going to be 12 enemy units this time instead of 10 like the last fight. And the boss is going to be a little bit tougher. He's going to have a better formation to better protect him. So we're going to follow a similar strategy. We're going to be kind of aggressive turtling. We're going to liberate a city, and then we're going to camp around that city, meet the enemy there. When a unit gets weakened, it'll retreat back to the city to heal up, and then another unit will come and take its place. We're sending our octopus units over in the water. They'll be our flanking units, so they'll catch any enemies that are retreating. So, because there's another town to the south of the town that Orpheus is about to liberate right now. So, liberation. Let's pull a card. Eventually, Orpheus's unit is only going to just have him and that griffin in it, but we're keeping lands and a cleric in it now just for the high alignment. Gilbert, the ruler of Sharom, used to be a very kind man, but when King Gran was assassinated and the Empire came, he somehow changed. He's now as cold as ice. So we're pretty safe back here. The enemy units, there's a few flying units. Our octopus units will be able to cut them off. But for the most part, the enemy units are going to be coming up that road that we're sending our characters down. So I'm going to form our little wall here. Pull another card. Justice, that's an ice-based card. Shoots little ice, so keep this card. Welcome to our temple. You'll probably come across thieves and other villains in your travels. It's up to you to decide if you should go along with their schemes. So please remember that the eyes of the people of Zenobia are upon you. Sometimes you'll get across thieves and stuff like that. Other times, though, they won't appear unless you have a low reputation to begin with. So, but yeah, octopuses are going to be getting the flying units, and they will also be whatchamacallit, flanking enemy units that might try to retreat down to that town that you're just going to see them kind of walking past right now. So you can also park one right here, because octopus units are pretty good, especially at this early time in the game, because they're the octopuses have really high hit points and they have 4 front row attacks. So you got a wizard leading this unit here. Wizards automatically select, depending on what their AI is, will automatically select the spell that deals the most damage. So you don't. So for instance, like this wizard, it looks like their target is on the leader. So whenever it casts spells, it's going to cast the spell that the cleric is weakest against, which is ice. So there's ice spells, lightning spells, fire spells, physical spells, and then black and white magic spells. Those are the 6 type of spells, elements, I guess you can call them. So, and the characters, if they have the opportunity to choose, they will always choose the most effective one. So you don't necessarily have to micromanage spells like that. So the AI will take care of it. So we got to see if we can take care of this unit. We lost last time, so even though we're in pretty good health, like I said, the cleric's healing doesn't count against the damage that the enemy does. So unfortunately, our Amazons are missing a lot, and that's probably hurting our chances to win this battle. We are fighting over favorable terrain with the octopus, but that's a high-flying unit right now, so high-flying units don't suffer any like negative penalty terrain. So that's why, even though we're fighting on favored ground, we're not doing all that well. So now, if we were fighting, say, like a plains enemy over the water, they would take a definite hit to their stats. So like the one townsman said, you want to try to fight in terrain that gives you the best advantage. That's why I have my one unit there parked on the mountains. That's an actual mountain unit. And usually the unit movement is based usually on like the biggest character in the unit. So we can get some small flying units. Right now I've only seen big flying units like the Griffins, but we can get some small flying units. And they kind of have a little bit, each of them have like a different carrying capacity, so. But for the most part, you got a big unit, that's what the terrain will be. So that one unit has a Hellhound, which is a mountain type unit. It's going to be a mountain unit overall, even though there's all the other characters in it are plains characters, so. The Octopus is the biggest unit in that water unit, so it's a water unit, even though the Amazons are forests and the Cleric is plains. So, but so the ninja there, they're kind of like faster spellcasters. You have to be level 6 before you can turn one of our little soldiers into them. They're more evil line characters. In the back row there, they're kind of like wizards. They have spells. They don't have as many access to as many elements, though. They just have the fire, lightning, and water elements. But they're pretty good for front row attackers, even though they don't have a lot of strength. They have agility, which determines your hit percentage, so they tend to hit often. And they have 3 front row attacks, so. Right now, all we got that have 3 row attacks are bigger units like the Golem, and the Octopus has 4 and the Hellhound has 3. So I think they are the first small unit that gets 3 attacks. Well, normal ones. There's werewolves that we can get that they have 3 front row attacks as well, but we won't be able to get them for a little bit. So, all right. Well, Malton, he became a level 4 there. We could turn him into a wizard, but we don't really want a lot of wizards right now. The ones that we got, we'll want to wait until he turns into probably level 5, that we can turn him into a knight. So, and he'll still be like a fighter. He'll still have 2 front row attacks, 1 back row attack, but his stat gains will be a little bit better. So anytime you have a chance to pretty much turn a character into a higher level class, you probably want to do it, because the higher level classes have better resistances and better stat growth. So stat growths, though, are a little bit random depending on your class and stuff. You usually get between, like, say 4 to 6 in a stat for your high growth stats, and then 3 to 5 for like your normal stats. So most things have high hit point growth, so they'll get like 4 to 6 hit points a level. Ooh, that's a relic, is a pretty good sword. Agility, like for like ninjas, is probably like 4 to 6, but their strength will be lower, like 2 to 4. Wizards have low strength, 2 to 4, but they'll have high intelligence, 4 to 6. So let's see, Shima there. Debola. She hasn't killed any enemy, I can tell, because her charisma hasn't gone up at all. So probably want to give her that weapon, so she does a little bit more damage, so she's more likely to get a kill and raise her charisma. We want to get her to at least 50 charisma at level 4, so that she can turn into a cleric. So there's that elder thing. That's a really good thing to give to your golems. Golems have really weak magic resistance, as you saw in that last video when they fought Usur's unit. The wizard basically took off half its hit points with 1 fireball spell. So having an elder, that elder bracelet or elder necklace gives a lot of different resistances, so that'll help shore up his magical defenses. So there's another class that we haven't seen yet, Doll Mage. They have 1 hit all acid attack from the back row. I I believe at level 5, if our characters are kind of neutral, we can turn one into them, so... But... We're just mainly trying to focus on our clerics right now, getting clerics. But yeah, we managed to take it out with our octopus units. Yeah, octopuses I don't think get as much love as they deserve. So she got a kill there. As you can see, her charisma went up by 4 points because she defeated an enemy that was a higher level of her. So, you know, these guys are going to try to be sneaky. They realized, hey, we can't get through that little roadblock that we had up there, so they're going to kind of try to sneak around, flank around those mountains. But we had that one mountain unit there guarding, so we can just move it down. Well, unfortunately, that means we're not going to be able to fight on our favorite terrain, the mountain, but I'm going to block it off. And here we have our first neutral encounter. So, we can have a befriend command. The befriend command doesn't always work, though. It's based a little bit on your character's charisma and also their the type of unit that they are. So, for instance, if you're like, say, a holy like angel, you're gonna have them a little bit of a harder time, maybe recruiting, like, say, like a devil or an evil like wizard. So, well, we don't really need that character. Flying characters are pretty good. You almost want to have a lot of flying units in your army if you're just going to like want to destroy the game, because flying units, they suffer no terrain penalty when flying over different terrains. So they're able to hop around the map, cut enemy units off, rescue like towns that might be being besieged, that might be being lost. But because I'm doing a playthrough, I'm going to show off all the different units. I'm not necessarily going to have like just a unit full of flyers. So, and hey, we defeated a unit without defeating. We defeated a leader, but we didn't defeat the entire unit. So as you can see, the unit becomes like a little skull, and its AI goes to retreat back to the enemy base. So that little skull is going to make a quick beeline right to the enemy base to pick up new characters, a new leader, but that's why we have that one octopus unit down there to flank it. And that's going to cut off all the... that's going to cut off any unit that tries to retreat back to the base. So we're taking a little bit of damage here. This looks like it's kind of an evil unit because the wild man is an evil type unit. So taking a little bit of damage there. We'll use the tarot card just to be safe. Raise our defense, and we'll have to retreat. So, but we can alter our group a little bit here. Now that one thing, that wizard unit can hit enemies in the back, but that unit in the front there with the wild man and the two soldiers, that can't hit. So we can move that one soldier that's injured into the back row where he'll be safe. He won't be as effective fighting from that thing because he'll only have one attack as opposed to two, but we're keeping him safe, and then he'll heal up in that town over there. Orpheus is gonna swoop in and liberate that town. So sometimes some of the enemy AI units, speaking of Orpheus and any leader unit, sometimes the AI tends to have the Zerg rush mentality. It's going to rush right toward your base, try to find the direct route to your base. But sometimes also the AI, if your unit leader is out, sometimes they'll make a mad rush towards your unit leader. So sometimes you can bait enemies toward a certain section, like to ambush them, by putting your leader unit out there as bait. The computer knows that, hey, if I kill the opinion leader, which is the main character, in this case Orpheus, that it's automatically game over. So to raise the challenge, a lot of times enemy units will actually seek out your leader. So, but let's move him back that way. We'll see if we can almost ping pong. So, oh, and here we have that other octopus unit. We're not going to be fighting on favorable terrain, but hey, we only have one little ninja here with only 7 hit points. be able to take him out real easy. And boom, no damage at all. Didn't matter that we were on unfavorable terrain, so look. So it's a good thing we had a little tactic there. Orpheus showing off his tactical skills by sending out flanking units to take on weak stragglers. So yeah, you can see that Wildman unit was actually making a beeline toward Orpheus. And unfortunately, Orpheus was not able to liberate that town in time, but that's okay. Hey, we got a nice card there, Priestess. And use that card, it heals 50%. 50 hit points for all characters in a unit. So, the Empress Card is very similar, but what it does is it heals all of a character's hit points for every character in the unit. So, but for right now, our characters don't have a lot of hit points, so a 50 hit point heal to every character in a unit is pretty good. So it's basically effectively an Empress Card. Like I said, not as effective though toward the end. Too bad that soldier wasn't very effective there. He could have taken out that Amazon. But well, the golem will take it out. So, and our witch gains another level. Gain some more intelligence. And I have no idea where that unit is going, so I still think the computer might be a little confused and is still thinking that Orpheus's unit is still down there where it got that hidden treasure. So yeah, for some reason it's heading down that area. So, but okay. We all remember we also got another hidden treasure earlier in the map on the that one island over to the left. And once we start clearing out some more units, enemy units in this campaign, we will actually be exploring those islands over to the west, because we can get another special character in this level. So we got a small flying character, 3 of them actually. So yeah, for some reason, all these characters, they're still heading down this way. There's no town down there or anything. There is a town hidden in the forest to the south there, but nowhere near where those characters are going. And also, enemy units can't discover, hidden towns. It's only you can only discover them, so enemies won't head to where a hidden town is, so that stinks that our witch missed, because it's always nice if our witch goes first and stuns their witch and keeps it from stunning our characters. So, oh, well, we did enough damage. They only have 2 attacks because that Amazon only has 2 in the back row, so not too much of a heavy damaging dealing unit there, but we still wanna hopefully stun it. No, look at that. Hey, our character is already healed up all the way, so we can readjust that unit now. It spent enough time in the city, healed up. So you can see our whatchamacallit, our soldier is backed up. And we'll move our Beastman up to the front row. He'll be able to take a little bit of hits off of take some pressure off of our little soldier there, who's taking some extra damage. The center section is the most dangerous section, so we'll put our Hellhound in there, because he has some good agility, he might be able to dodge attacks, and he has some good defense. So your characters have an innate stat determining their defense for physical attacks, and then the 6 elements. And then your strength and agility also factor into your defensive level, so that's why that one town set. Look at your character's strength when determining where you want to put them, so. Well, now that there's characters are finally heading up to attack, well, I thought they would go a while ago, but let's see what happens here, so. So there's characters that Hawkmen right there. They're the base class for small flyers. Good ones can turn into Eagle Men. Evil ones will turn into Raven Men. We're going to get 2 of the Hawkmen later on as part of a unit when a Eagle Man special NPC character joins us. So there's a complicated set of steps that we need to get that Eagle Man character. But it's kind of important that we get him, because he will unlock another special character that we can also get in this map. So Chris here is more of a good unit, so they won't be fighting as well at night here, but we'll still have them on the front row here to do a little bit of fighting here, because if they do poorly, well, they're right near the town to retreat, and then we can send out our more evil aligned unit with the Hellhound and the Beastmaster to pick up the slack. So, now one of the reasons I retreated there was if I would have taken out one more of that, say if I would have taken out that soldier, then the unit leader would have started retreating to try to get to another town to get reinforcements. So because I didn't do that, and I retreated, the unit is still programmed now to still do its old AI, which is, because it hasn't been reduced to less than 50% of its strength. It's still at about 66, 67% of its strength, depending on how you round. So it's still going to charge up. So it'll still charge up, and it's in enough weakened state that the Beastmaster unit with the Hellhound and the Soldier should be able to take it out. So otherwise we'd have to, you know, chase it down, and why do that? Let's see if we can take out that middle guy, and we did, so nice. Oop. Yeah, well, we got like two fronts here, so let's return our samurai now. He'll heal up in that town, and the Beastmaster unit will head in forward. So see, yeah, that wild man unit there kept moving toward the town because it still has, you know, 2/3 of its strength. Like I said, it is so weak right now that we should be able to take it out. And ooh, that Amazon took it out, and she should get a good boost in her charisma as an alignment. So now another thing that factors into your alignment and charisma gaining, well, not charisma, but your alignment, is your base class and the class that you kill. So if you kill an evil alignment character, you are more likely you get a bonus. So, and then conversely, if you like kill like a good alignment character, like you kill an angel, you're gonna have a small little penalty. So now that's just a smaller thing. Base classes, neutral characters have like no class bonus, it's called. The highest can get to +3. That's for like holy things like angels, paladins, and then for like liches and demons, they're like -3. But most things fall, you know, between the 0 and -1. So it's not as big of a factor as your level. But still, you know, if in a pinch, you know, you might want to hope that, you know, your characters, the character who does the kill. Like right now, it doesn't matter that the Hellhound killed, because we probably want our Hellhound to be evil, because that will unlock its later advancement, the Cerebus. So, and once again, because large characters can never be unit leaders, they don't have to worry about their charisma score as much as smaller units, because charisma is a function of your leadership skills. So the larger characters mainly have to just worry about their alignment for unlocking classes or determining which class they may head into, like for stuff like dragons and giants and all. So, and then there are some classes that we'll never be able to promote. So, like our golems, a golem will always be a golem. Now there's other type of golems. There's like Golems or plains units. Then you'll have a rock golem, which is a mountain unit, and then you have an iron golem, which is another plains unit. And they all have different resistances, but you can't turn your golem into an iron golem. So that's a unit that we never have to worry about its stats. So, because it's always going to remain a golem. So, Wadonk. And then some other classes that we're going to keep our characters as well. Like that witch doesn't have an upgrade to it, so we don't have to worry about the witch's stats. Once we have a character that we want to be a witch, we can not have to worry about anything about it. Because there's no advanced witch stats, so... Now, some of the other stats, though, do, so... Like, a wizard can turn into a mage, they can turn into a sorcerer, they can turn into a lich. Clerics can turn into monks, which can turn into, clerics can turn into shamans, which can then turn into monks. Monk is the highest. So, yeah, you still have to worry about their alignment. But some units, when they hit a dead end, you're good forever, so... Got more armor. It's more important right now, I think, to hopefully it'd be better if we ended up getting like weapons, because characters right now, they're low enough level enemies that they don't deal a whole bunch of damage. So weapons would be more important because it helps us kill enemies and helps us feed kills to certain characters. So if we want a certain character who's maybe lacking charisma, lacking alignment, we want to make sure they get kills, well, we can give them a weapon so they're more likely to do more damage and deal more kills. So that soldier probably should have got a nice charisma and alignment boost, because we'll check it out. Yep, his charisma's going really high, so we can change him. Knight, Beastman, Doll Mage, Wizard. So Knight is your good class, Beastman is kind of your middle of the road class, Doll Mage is your middle of the road magic class, and Wizard is your low level evil class. So, well, this unit is pretty much at level 5, and most units that we're fighting are level 4. There's some unit leaders that are level 5. So that unit is pretty much done fighting. It'll probably just hang out on a town just to be a safety net in case, you know, someone manages to sneak by. But we have a pretty good line of defense going right now, so don't think that'll be really much of an issue. So I think they're kind of winding down. Don't think there's too many more enemy units for us to take care of. So that just means that in our next episode, we'll just be mainly clearing out the Western Isles there, liberating a bunch of towns, and hopefully getting that secret character, like I said. So yeah, we can probably send our unit back. Yeah, if you don't think you're going to use a unit anymore during a campaign, it's probably best maybe to just send them back to the unit base. That way you can, they won't count against your money when the tribute comes in. So that's it for this episode. Take care, have a good one, see you next time. Bye!